You're watching Your View.
Thank you for joining us. This is Scott Kaplan and Crew Tonight. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and Crew show on the mightier 1090 AM. SoCal Sports Talk. Here's Scott Kaplan, Alex Padilla, and John Browner.
Hey, great friends. We are live in the 7 Mile Casino Studios. And when I say live, I mean the three of us are live. I don't know where the hell you are or when you're listening or what you're doing or where you're at. You could be on 1090. You could be listening on radio. By the way, I love the video yesterday that Bill Hagan put out of him on like an old school, and I say old school, like Bose radio, not like an old transistor radio, but a Bose radio, and listening on 1090, crystal clear. Great device, and that was cool to see that video put out there on social media. So whether you're listening on 1090 or if you are with us today on our YouTube chat, by the way, YouTube on fire yesterday. Lots of people in there, a lot of people going back and forth. Awesome. Great to have everybody there. And for those of you that are catching up with us tonight on television on Channel 4, San Diego and Santa Barbara, 118 Palos Verdes in Orange County. Happy to have everybody along. Kaplan and Crew, along with Grande and the Brown Man. Grande, I want to talk about the Padres finally getting over what you called yesterday their kryptonite, Milwaukee. But I also know we were all up late last night watching that Laker game. Where's your mind at?
My mind is on not either of those things, actually. My mind is just thoroughly enjoying Luka Doncic destroy the Clippers because that is hilarious. I don't care if you agree with me, but the Clippers definitely manipulated the standings to end up where they ended up. And I said it before the series even started. They got a tough-ass series against the Mavericks, whether they believe it or not. And now they're down 0-2, and they lost 2 at home. And now they're going to Texas, where it's full arenas, just like we saw in Phoenix last night. I don't know, man. I'm not saying that they're going to lose, but, man, Luka is on fire right now.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, I don't see it. I don't see the Clippers coming back from an 0-2 hole. I mean, all Dallas really needs to do is just win 1 of 2 at home, but I just don't see it. I think Luka, by the way, we talk about all kinds of like outrageous shots. LeBron last week against Golden State, that long ass 3 that he hit. Dude, Luka is so on fire. I mean, he's taking fadeaway threes. He's taking practically half court threes. I love seeing what Dallas is doing to the Clippers. I think it's very entertaining. Browner, I know that's your team, man. I mean, after the Nets, I know the Clippers are your team, dog. You know, because you're a Clipper Charger guy. You know, L.A. Brown.
You're a funny guy. Look, man. There's no excuse. They don't. When people complain about them playing basketball different now, this is what people are talking about. If you're Kawhi Leonard, there's no screen invented by man that you can't plow through to stay on this guy. Same thing goes for Paul George. Yeah, he made a sweet-looking shot over Kawhi, fade away, didn't even hit the rim, fell right in the net. It was beautiful. That's one time. He's going to make that shot every time over Patrick Beverly. He's going to make that shot every time over Markieff Morris. Great players get into a rhythm against the defender, and he is in a rhythm against Patrick Beverly. Like Michael Jordan and Craig Elo. It is embarrassing. It is flat-out embarrassing, and they need to either start fouling the hell out of him or just punch him in the face. Like, do something, because what they're doing isn't working, and Kawhi doesn't seem, I don't know, interested in guarding him.
Yeah, I agree. There's something, I don't know. I mean, Kawhi scoring. Right. Yeah, I know.
And the thing about the Clippers, too, is they're not playing bad, and they're still down 2.
Right.
Like people would still, like, Paul George still trending, but he's playing pretty good for Pandemic P. And Kawhi's putting up the points. They're pretty healthy. I think they're fully healthy, actually. So I think that they're in trouble because they're still playing good and they're still losing. And there is no answer for Luka. And unless they can get Porzingis to tear his ACL again, he's a problem for him. So, man, the Clippers, you don't want to do what they did, man. Like, it is the basketball gods have looked down on the Clippers and they're like, nope. As if you weren't cursed enough as an organization. You're bringing that upon yourself. Good luck, man.
Yeah, I know. It's so interesting to see because that's why it was so important last night for the Lakers and or the Suns. I mean, for the Suns, you could have taken total control of the series, even though the Lakers are still going to come home and play too. For the Lakers, by splitting that series and now coming home to a home crowd, to me, I think that the crowds in these games are underestimated. And here's what I mean. The Lakers were saying for weeks in advance of the playoffs, doesn't matter where we play, doesn't matter when we have to go on the road. As long as we have LeBron and AD, we're good. And I thought, yeah, that's probably true. Like, home court advantage is not going to be the same this year like it has been in many years past, obviously, But what's happened is I'm watching this Phoenix game, and that place is on fire, and the Phoenix players are feeling the energy. But wait a second. So are the Lakers feeling the energy.
Lots of Laker fans.
Right. There are a lot of Laker fans, number one. And number two, what the bubble didn't have last year and what the current regular season didn't have this year, all of a sudden, imagine playing to an arena of 3,000 versus an arena of 15,000. Like, the energy that you get from the crowd. In fact, when LeBron hit that dagger 3 last night, he kind of walked away like, hey, that's what you do. You hit a big 3. But then the crowd got into it, and he kind of made some gestures to the crowd where he was like, bam. The crowd is playing a role that I didn't know the crowd was going to play in sports right now. And by the way, let me see it. And just as a side note, there it is.
Davis a screen, wide open 3. Good. LeBron with the final nail right there. 9-point lead, and LeBron with 23 and his 4th 3-point hit tonight.
And what a screen.
Yeah. Kevin Harlan on the call on TNT, our man. But I guess what I'm saying is about the crowds is this. You bring up the point that Dallas took 2 from the Clippers in LA. Did you guys happen to see any of that game, or even if just highlights? Instead of there being a crowd of people all over the floor and the energy being in the building, it's still all cardboard cutouts.
It looks dumb.
What is that?
I don't know why the Clippers are either forced or choosing to do this, and the Lakers will fill those seats. There will be bodies in those seats. So I don't know what they're doing from a audience or a California COVID standpoint, but if the Lakers play at home tomorrow and there are human bodies in place of those cardboards, then the Clippers are just I don't know what they're doing.
I don't know what the capacity is for Staples Center. I think at last I checked, I think it was like 7,000.
Right.
So what they're doing, the Lakers don't do cardboard cutouts, so that won't look like that. But what they're doing is they're putting the majority of the crowd on the side where the camera is, because they want the people kind of away from the bench. So it didn't look great on television, especially when you're watching the Suns and it's a packed house in Phoenix. But I don't know if it's going to look much better for the Lakers tomorrow either, because they do the same thing. They put the people on the side of the cameras.
But I thought that in the last Laker game against Golden State, check me on this, but I thought that there were fans sitting down back along the floor.
There were,
yeah. Like I feel like, yeah. I mean, either way, I mean, I could feel as a television viewer, I could feel that the crowd was closer to the action. And whereas watching the Clippers, it feels like the crowd is, if there is a crowd, is so far away. And what I'm saying is that the way that the Suns were drawing energy from their crowd, the way the Lakers drew energy from their fans in Phoenix, or the way that they drew energy from the Suns fans, it doesn't seem like the Clippers had any form of a home court advantage of any kind. And Dallas is able to walk into what sounded and felt like a quiet, empty place and steal those 2 games.
The Suns games and the Jazz games looks like they are just selling tickets to whoever wants one. And I can guarantee you, when Dallas plays, there won't be an empty seat in that place. So it's Texas, and they don't care.
It's funny that we're saying how crazy and loud it was yesterday, because it definitely was. But they were only at 65% capacity yesterday. There's only 12,000 in Phoenix.
Oh, really?
As opposed to their normal 18,000 that they could have.
It was rocking.
It was rocking. And you know what it is, man? It's when in basketball, especially me, like, I really just watch Lakers. I'm not sitting at home watching really anybody else. So when you hear it for the first time in over 15 months, 16 months, however long it's been, it was just like, whoa, you almost like forget how loud. But that's the norm in the NBA playoffs. It's always that loud. It's always that crazy.
Yeah, I think we all may have underestimated what home court advantage may or may not have been, because at the time the Lakers were selling it as, and I say the Lakers, I mean the players, they were kind of selling it like, dude, it doesn't matter where we play. It doesn't matter who we play. As long as AD and LeBron are healthy, we're fine anywhere. And I thought the same thing because I didn't think there would be a real home court advantage. But I think that the energy that a crowd brings out
It's
the
a game
best.
changer.
Yeah, it does. It brings out the best. I think.
Brings out the best in some.
I think
some guys cower to that stuff.
I think what we're going to see as well as the playoffs go on, the referees are going to start reffing different because they feel that pressure too. Because I think as much as we think about the players being different now that they're fans there, they get more energy from it. The refs are human too, and they're making mistakes from a crowd perspective because they're getting used to it being a packed house, or if it's not packed to capacity, and it's just rocking. Because if that game was close last night, the Suns would have got a couple calls because it was
the game was close.
Game was tied. I mean, Phoenix
Suns had a lead.
Serious comeback. Yeah,
I'm talking about in the last minute. The last minute,
they got a bunch of calls with Booker in the last minute. That's the only reason they even cracked 100.
But they also missed a lot. Again,
that's not a ref thing.
KCP is on the defensive end. KCP is playing A+ defense on Devin Booker, but he's getting away with a lot too.
You know who's not playing A+ defense? Whoever's guarding DeAndre Ayton.
That
guy had 9 dunks last night. I believe he's only missed 3 shots on the series. But going back to something, Browner, and this is not any sort of victory lap. There's so much work left to do. But last night is exactly what I've been saying about Dennis Schroeder. If you want to win, if you want to make a deep run as the Lakers, you need him to play the way he played last night. And I know that you're not a believer in him, which is that's fine. But what I have been saying is he is replacing playoff Rondo. So he needs to step up and be what Rondo was. And in fact, even more on the offensive side. When KCP is literally scared to shoot the ball. When Kyle Kuzma's taking 3 field goal attempts in 2 games.
And 2 of the shots were just terrible.
Listen, AD did his thing. LeBron did his thing. You're not going to win a championship with just 2 guys doing that. You need other guys to come in and score. And that's what I was talking about with Schroeder. And they also got it from Drummond yesterday, which was a very nice surprise as well. But my whole point with Schroeder is you need him to give you stuff offensively. You need him to be a playmaker in order for you to make a deep run. Like, you might win a game or 2 without it, but to make a deep run, you need him to do that.
I would be
he was great last night scoring. I mean, for a guy who I think a lot of people were pretty disappointed with, just coming out of that, that COVID thing that he was involved with.
He had COVID.
Yeah. Oh, no doubt.
Yeah.
But him coming back and the way he has not played up until last night, I mean, I thought he was great. Well, he scored 24 points. Was that what the total was? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do it against Chris Paul, and I will not only cheer your victory lap, I will give you Gatorade at the end of it.
Yo, dude, he was doing
campaign.
Listen, that man, Chris Paul cannot have a game like Cameron Payne had yesterday. He's not physically able to do that anymore.
Okay, well, don't. I'm all for bashing Chris Paul at this point, but I can't sit here and let you say that.
What Cameron Payne did yesterday, Chris Paul can't do anymore. I don't think Cameron Payne does it again. I don't think Cameron Payne does it again, but to drop 19, 7 assists, he tore up that defense. He's the reason why DeAndre Ayton had all those dunks.
But this is what what I'm saying about Schroeder, dude. Anybody can do that against him. He's not Rondo. Rondo is smarter from a defensive standpoint to understand angles and distance.
I don't know, man.
But the difference
I saw Luka last night have a fadeaway 3 from deep right in Rondo's face.
The big difference, though, John, I think you're forgetting too, is that last year the Lakers didn't have the number 1 defense in the league. They do this year. They're a team defense.
Well, that's true.
They're a team defense. They're not relying solely on one guy.
So let me ask you this, Browner. What do you think? Just real quick, and I want to go into some baseball here in a second. So what do you think now? It's 1-1.
Mm-hmm.
Now what? What happens now? Do the Lakers win straight out from here, or does Phoenix steal another game? Because at the beginning of this, my prediction was Lakers in 6, and I want to hear what you think now.
If Chris Paul doesn't get over 30 minutes, the Suns won't win another game. So it depends completely on Chris Paul. If he plays more than 30 minutes, they'll probably win another game here or there. If he plays 23 minutes, they'll get blown out.
Alex, I listened to your podcast last night after the game, and you and your podcast partner both agree that Lakers in 6, which is what I think a lot of people thought as well. And I saw the poll that you guys posted on silverscreenandroll.com. This is pretty cool. Everybody who's like part of the Great Friends, that's also part of like our entire community. And for those of you that have been participating inside it and helping us build this platform, take a look at this. Alex has this podcast on silverscreenandroll.com. So you go to their website and it gives you the podcast, but they have a write-up about the podcast. What are you about to listen to? Alex writes this question: the Lakers will win the series in 6. And people can vote on Alex. What's the voting say right now? What do people think?
Lakers, they agree. Lakers in 6, 62%. 25% say Lakers win the series, but not in 6. And then only 12% say the Suns win the series.
Now watch this, everybody. So when Alex clicks in to join the debate, okay, what happens is after he's already voted, and now this side panel opens up, and Sided lives on this SB Nation website, silverscreenandroll.com. And then people stay on their site a whole lot longer. They click on more of their ads, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And so for those of you that have helped us build this, I mean, when you guys were with us, when we were a web developed platform that was just a test, to the mobile app, to now the embed, I appreciate everybody who's participated, man. And Alex, that's really cool. Okay, let me have 1 minute to just talk about my friend Corki Miser and Corki's Pest Control. Listen, if you have any pest control problems in LA, in Riverside, in San Diego, if you're watching Dodger games or Padres games, you're probably seeing plenty of Corki. In fact, really, if you're watching anything on cable TV, you're probably seeing a whole lot of Corki. Cork can talk to you about so many different pest control related issues. The obvious things are ants and spiders and stuff. And as people stayed home for the last 18 months, Corki's business kind of shot through the roof because people were like, yo, I got spiders or ants. You got to come out here and help me out because I'm working from home. I can't have this. But he also takes care of things like I had a rat problem, a mice problem, because I live near a lagoon. It's not because I'm a filthy animal. And also Cork on his own property had a gopher problem. So you see a lot of commercials about how to deal with gophers, which I didn't even know was a serious issue. But if you've got pests, Corki controls pests. Corki's Pest Control. We all know that phone number. Call them when you need them. You probably need them now. And if you got another pest control company, call them, cancel, and then call Cork because he'll save you a whole bunch of money and he'll do the best job. Call 1-800-901-1102.
Corkies.
Corkies.
Oh, wow.
Whoa.
Wow.
Nicely done, Big Brown. All right, let me move over to the Padres because we were talking yesterday about how the Padres were struggling against the Milwaukee Brewers, but just want to say one thing. When you win 9 straight games at home and your homestand ends on a Sunday and you got to get on a plane Sunday night and fly wherever, and then you got to play in an like in a Midwestern time zone, you're on a Monday. I mean, I got to give these guys a break. Seriously, you get done with the game. It's 5:00 on Sunday. You get on the plane. It's 6:30. You take off. By the time you get there, it's 9:00 Pacific time. It's like 11:00 Central time. You get to bed. You wake up, man. You get to the ballpark. You got to play ball. I mean, it's the schedule's not kind. So I'm giving these guys a break on Monday. But it's great to see the Padres bounce back and get their first win against the Brewers this year. Alex, take us through some of the slides and tell us a little bit about what they did last night and what they got coming up this afternoon.
Oh, yeah, they play again today against the Brewers, but they've just beat 2 very, very legitimate pitchers, or not even beat 2, but they faced 2 very legitimate pitchers. And yesterday, just manufactured runs. They had 6 stolen bases yesterday, which was huge. Musgrove was dealing, and then all of a sudden, he just lost his command in the 5th inning. I don't really know what happened there, but Musgrove in his last 3 starts has been very good. Here's the stats. The Padres are 3-0 in his last 3 starts. He doesn't have all the wins, but the Padres do. He's only allowed 1 earned run. He struck out 24 in 16.2 innings pitched. So Musgrove, since the no-hitter, he kind of struggled, but then the last 3 starts, he's really turned it around. Mm-hmm. And they've been doing this, and I know they lost yesterday, but they have been doing this without Manny Machado. Manny Machado has not played since Wednesday. Trent Grisham's now on the injured list. Ha-Seong Kim has been playing fantastic at third base for Machado. That kid is really good at baseball. Great player. I love his hustle. I love everything about him anywhere.
Right.
So that's it, man. They go again today at 4:30, and it's an old friend alert, Scott. An old friend alert. You know who's pitching for the Brewers tonight?
Tell me.
Eric Lauer, our opening day starter in, I believe, 2019.
Mhm.
Or 18?
This is one of those things where a lot of times former Padres come back to haunt the current Padres, but this is not this current Padres, the swag chain Padres.
Yeah.
These are not the Padres of 2 years ago, where every time they seem to face somebody that used to be part of their team, that guy cranks some monster home run or has a huge series.
Well, Luis Urias he's hit a home run against them for the Brewers too, but it's Chris Paddock tonight as well. So you never know. It's like 50-50 with him lately. I think
Browner's
the one that like analyzed Paddock and his last start, saying that he thinks he's turned it around.
Yeah, you want to give us some positivity about Paddock?
I think Paddock will continue to go at the rate that he's going, throwing fastballs, throwing strikes, leaving that other junk alone, and getting guys out with what he does best, throwing hard fastballs. So I'm 5 innings. I'm giving him 5 tonight.
That's a
All right,
win.
very good.
2 runs, 5 innings.
All right, so let me say this. So when we return, let me take this Padres story, which they won yesterday in Milwaukee. They had lost the day before in Milwaukee. So they lose Monday, win Tuesday. They're playing, by the time you're watching this on TV, this thing's over. By the time, if you're listening on radio, it's still coming up. But I got to say, the continuation of what the Padres have going on is what the Dodgers have going on. And by the way, you may hate the Dodgers and hate their fans, but I got to give them a little bit of respect for showing up the way they did down in Houston.
Oh, yeah, LA Cap, you do?
Well, I mean, the fans who show up in Houston, they're taking their lives in their hands. Hold on, we'll talk about that coming up. Stick around.
We'll be right back with more of Scott Kaplan and Crew tonight. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and Crew show on the mightier 1090 AM. A new generation of radio. SoCal Sports Talk.
Kaplan and Crew tonight is brought to you by BMW San Diego, your certified BMW dealer, serving drivers throughout San Diego and the surrounding areas.
Catch Kaplan and Crew Monday through Friday at 3 p.m. If you've listened to Scott Kaplan the last 20 years, you know one thing. He likes to stir up some A new generation of radio. The all-new and mightier 1090. Happening all month long at BMW of San Diego. Get 0.9% APR for 36 months on all in-stock 2017, 2018, and 2019 BMW certified models. BMW San Diego, Kearney Mesa Road and the 163.
Great things can be achieved when a community comes together. Join Erica Cardenas on Doing More as she introduces you to ordinary people working side by side to confront tremendous challenges and make a positive impact in their community. Watch Doing More Sunday night at 6 on YourView or stream it online at yourview.com. Doing More is brought to you in part by the San Diego Food Bank.
Don't worry, Gracie. The curtain only goes up when everyone has a part to play. Whoa, okay, I gotcha. Uh-oh, whoa, watch out for those audio cables.
I'm gonna be sick.
To the left! I am not going out there without Gracie.
Neither am I. A little help?
No pressure.
Happening all month long at BMW of San Diego. Get 0.9% APR for 36 months on all in-stock 2017, 2018, and 2019 BMW certified models. BMW San Diego, Kearney Mesa Road and the 163.
Time now for Kaplan and Crew tonight's Community Connect.
Shelter to Soldiers selects dogs from shelters and rescue groups all throughout California. Our ideal candidate at Shelter to Soldier is 8 months to a year and a half old. They're confident in different environments. They have strong social drive. Another motivator like food or toy drive. And ultimately, these are dogs that want to have a job and that have a greater purpose to become a service dog. Currently, about 85% of our dogs pass their service dog training. But if they don't pass, they become a career change. We don't like to use the word failure around here. So career change to an emotional support animal, or if that doesn't work out, then they career change to a pet dog. Still finding a loving placement and purpose in life.
Casa de Amparo has been around since 1978, and now we're in the Twin Oaks Valley in San Marcos with a beautiful campus. We work with children and families who've experienced chronic trauma over their lifetime, and we're here to help heal that.
I always told myself, seeing that my mother passed away through domestic violence, that I would never put myself in that position. And if it ever happened, I would leave. But it's easier said than done.
These are foster youth who are not able to manage in a foster home environment. My husband and I have been a part of the San Marcos community in our businesses since 1993.
One of the beautiful things about Kayleen, she started here at Casa de Amparo years ago when we were at the shelter with a church group.
How can we best give back is to volunteer our time.
Because without donors like Bassett, we would not be able to provide the services we provide.
Rich Eisen here, inviting you to catch my show, The Rich Eisen Show, on our flagship radio station, the Mightier 1090. We're on every Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to noon Pacific time. You'll like what you hear. If not, that's just, I guess, too bad.
A new generation of radio. The all-new and Mightier 1090.
Adios, love handles.
Adios, couch.
Adios, Quarantine 15.
Say adios to the quarantine bod with Pollo Fit Bowls, made with fire-grilled chicken and organic super greens from El Pollo Loco.
Cancer Center is the only comprehensive cancer center in San Diego, which has NCI designation, which NCI stands for National Cancer Institute. And this is designated to only the highest possible ratings for cancer centers in the country. And that means that it's experts in every medical subspecialty pushing boundaries for difficult to treat cancers. We have a unique blend of cancer research and patient care, which really helps us take care of the whole patient from bench to bedside interventions with the latest research, and we're really pushing the boundaries to treat each individual cancer as much as possible. We're very proud of our leadership here in the community at UCSD.
We have a term for typical cheese-filled, grease-covered, regret-inducing takeout. That's why dinner from El Pollo Loco is always fire-grilled, freshly prepared, feel-good food. The $20 Familia Dinner from El Pollo Loco.
Kaplan and Crew tonight presents Sports in a Minute.
University of San Diego tennis redshirt junior August Holmgren's season came to an end on Tuesday after he was defeated in the round of 16 in the NCAA Singles Championships. Holmgren advanced to the round of 16 with a comeback win against number 4 Duarte Vale of Florida on Monday. On Tuesday, Holmgren couldn't get past number 21 Adrian Boyton of Baylor, ending his run in the championships. The redshirt junior had an impressive season, finishing the year with a record of 16-4. Holmgren became the fourth Torero to win the West Coast Conference Player of the Year and was named to the WCC All-Singles First Team. By advancing to the NCAA round of 16, he became the sixth men's tennis player in school history to earn All-American honors and the first to advance since 2016. I'm Haley Stasiak. That's your Sports in a Minute. Now back to more Kaplan and Crew Tonight.
Live soccer is back. Watch Orange County Soccer Club, OC's highest level of professional soccer, live on your view. Watch Orange County SC take on the LA Galaxy 2, Saturday, May 29th at 7. Watch world-class players and future stars. Transform your summer with the new family game night and outdoor fun all season long. Live soccer is back. Orange County versus the LA Galaxy 2, Saturday at 7 on your view. From fitness to medical technology, explore how people are leading healthier lives on Your Health. Join Erica Cardenas as she introduces you to health experts and discover how our daily choices affect our well-being. Plus, learn simple tips for healthier living. Your Health, Sunday at 4:30 p.m. on YourView and YourView.com. Brought to you by La Mesa Rehab, improving the lives of those afflicted by chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. Learn more at LaMesaRehab.com.
We'll be right back with more of Scott Kaplan and Crew tonight. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and Crew show on the mightier 1090 AM. A new generation of radio. SoCal Sports Talk.
You're watching Kaplan and Crew tonight, powered by the mightier 1090 and Your View, featuring the best sports talk in SoCal.
All right, great friends. On a Wednesday afternoon, Kaplan and Crew is back on the airwaves of 1090 onto our YouTube stream, and you may be catching up with us tonight on television on Channel 4 San Diego and Santa Barbara, Channel 118 Palos Verdes in Orange County. By the way, if I'm being completely candid, we don't really care if you watch a TV show. I mean, like we would love for you to watch it, but we want you to set your DVR. At least set your DVR. I mean, I'm going to be selfish about it, right? You know, at least set your DVR. We are inside the 7 Mile Casino studios and glad to have everybody along. All right, Grande, where were we? Where were we when we left off last? We had been talking about the Padres and the Brewers, as I recall.
And then you also were going to bust out the LA Kaplan and talk about how much you love what the Dodger fans did yesterday.
Well, I got to be able to give credit where credit is due. Okay. The Dodger fans showed up to support the Dodgers in Houston. Now, if it were me, okay, listen, let me give a little bit of history here for everybody. Browner, have you ever, what's the most hostile crowd that you think you've ever been in at a sporting event where you are there to support the opposing team? So you're on their home turf. It's aggressive. It's potentially dangerous. Can you think of anything in your time as a sports fan where you went someplace where it was like, damn, this could get out of hand?
I went to a Chargers-Raiders game at Qualcomm, and two people got stabbed in the section I was sitting in. So, yeah, that was pretty bad for me.
Alex, can you think of a time where you've gone to a sporting event where you're like, I'm here with the visitor, I'm rocking the visitor's gear, this could get a little uncomfortable for me?
No, not really. I don't put myself in those situations. The only time that I even got heckled was at a Charger game when I wore a Vikings. It was Donovan McNabb's debut for the Vikings. I don't know if you guys remember him playing.
Don't even remember. Was that a preseason game?
No, it was a real week 1 game. I believe Percy Harvin returned the opening kickoff, and it was like 2011, I want to say. And I was wearing a Vikings jersey. And you know Qualcomm, man. You sit high enough, it was a little Raidery too.
Bad,
so,
yeah.
That was the only time. But I never felt like threatened because I'm not the kind of guy that's going to chirp back. I just sit there and take it.
Well, I can tell you guys, many years ago, I got to think back to what year it was. I actually, you know what? It might have been Phillip Rivers' first start of his career. And I have to go back and take a look at this. The Chargers were playing the Raiders in Oakland. And Billy Ray and I took a whole bunch of listeners up there because I think it was a Sunday night Padres-Giants game and a Monday night Chargers-Raiders game. So we went up for the weekend, and it was fun, really fun. By the way, that would be a good thing for us to do. Like now that people want to get back to life, book a few trips, like to sporting events, like where we all say, hey, we're going to all go see the
Mayweather Logan Paul.
Good example. Or really, like we used to go, hey, we're going to go see the Chargers play the Broncos in Denver. We used to do that all the time. We're going to go see the Padres play the Yankees in New York.
Well, week 1, Rams Bears, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, well that one's easy for us. But anyway, Billy Ray and I take a group of listeners to Oakland to see the Chargers play the Raiders. And I promise you this right now, everybody in the stadium is rocking black and silver, right? I mean, it's Raider home game. We are sitting in the upper level before they tarped it off. They used to call it Mount Davis. And that's the side that's like center field where they tarp it off for Raider games. This is back in Oakland. And this is before they tarped it off. And we are probably 50 people all wearing powder blue t-shirts amongst all this black and silver. Okay. Or silver and black. And dude, we were in danger. Our lives were in danger. Make no mistake. In fact, if I recall, Alex, this would take a little bit of work, but I'm almost sure that on YouTube somewhere there is a video of me and Billy Ray leading this group of people from a bus through the parking lot up into the stands. And you know who the provocateur in all of this was? Our former producer back then at the time, Party with Marty, now of the Darren Smith Show. She was just yelling at every Raider fan and almost coming to blows with people. And every time it almost happened, Billy Ray, this is back in the old school Billy Ray, he was big and strong and still looked like an NFL linebacker. Oh, dude, Billy Ray stood up and everybody's like, okay, all right.
Hey, man, listen, nothing to get your ass whooped like a woman at a sporting event. Nothing in the world, because they talk and talk and talk and talk, and then you turn around, you got to defend.
Yeah, look at this. Alex is showing this right now on oh, this is so funny. I wish we had one Raider fan with us, you know, and we walked around. By the way, I don't know what year this is. Could be 2005, 6. I don't know. Okay, but I just know that this is way ahead of our time. The fact that we were fortunate enough to document all of this, we had all these Raider fans in the parking lot, and we were in some trouble here, man. It was not looking good for us. We had a lot of beef around us. But look at this, just a bunch of Charger fans walking through a parking lot filled with Raider fans,
trying to get stabbed.
Right, like just
scared. Y'all look real scared.
Yeah, you guys look scared as hell, man. You guys walking with your heads down, dude.
Dude, right? I'm telling you, it was scary. It was really scary. And as I recall, that night the Chargers annihilated the Raiders. I mean, just killed them. LaDainian Tomlinson had a monster night. Look at Billy Ray. Goodness, look at that young little rascal right there.
and the fact that they lost, that'll really get you tossed up in the parking lot.
Well, right. We almost got killed that night. We really did. We almost got killed. Oh, here I am. Yeah, those are
gotta be like 1999, dude.
No, dog. This is the early 2000s. But I'm telling you, look at this. This is do you guys know who I'm interviewing right here?
The fake Howard Cosell.
Yeah, it's a Howard Cosell impersonator. Yeah, this guy. Anyway, so look, here's what I'm saying. When I say that I got to give the Dodger fans a little bit of credit, if you're a Dodger fan and you go down to Houston because you're that committed to your team, but you're also that committed to sending a message to the Astros that you cheated, you didn't really have to pay the price, and the team that got, the team that was on the receiving end of the cheating, the team that got cheated out of a World Series was the Dodgers. We're watching video right now, for those of you that are listening on radio, of Dodger fans walking down the street parading through Houston. I mean, these people are looking for trouble. That's what I'm saying. Dodger fans already Dodger fans already have a reputation. They like to beat each other up. They like to beat up the opposing team. They'll beat somebody nearly to death. I mean, listen, I don't mean to make fun of it, but that Dodger fans have a Raider fan reputation.
But Houston fans don't get down like that. They don't got that rep. They not even in that ballpark of we ready to throw hands if you get out of line with us. That's why you can march through the streets like that. I mean, I respect the Dodger fan for doing that because you are taking your life into your own hands, but they don't even like a dangerous street. They're like a downtown street next to a nice part of town. Player. No. That ain't like the Oakland parking lot. Don't do that. Don't try to give these folks credit for walking through a nice park on a warm day.
All right, hold on. Okay, I got you. I hear you. Now, I know Houston a little bit. Alex, you and me been to Houston together.
Yeah, my least favorite Super Bowl.
Yep. So you got to give credit to Dodger fans, though, that this many of them showed up from wherever, whether they're from Houston, whether they're from LA, wherever they came from the country. That these guys are Dodger fans who showed up in Houston because they wanted to make their voices heard, that we're going to let you know, Astros, that you stole something, the way they see it. You stole something, But here, go inside the game, though. There's video from inside the ballpark where the Dodger fans are there. They came ready to throw. They came. I mean, we're watching video of guys inside the ballpark, all rocking their Dodger gear with what looks like a blow up garbage can. Yeah, like a beach ball, but it's in the shape of a garbage can. And the Dodger fans are sitting down the first base line, almost all the way into right field. And the whole contingent is taking over the ballpark. Cheaters, cheater, cheater. Dude,
Listen,
that is looking for trouble, dude.
All I know is if you'd have done that at a White Sox game, you'd have to fight your way out.
Yeah, there's been, what was it, 3 White Sox fights the last 2 games?
You'd have to fight your way out. You can't. There's certain places like you couldn't do that at a Yankees game. Like, there's certain places where you just can't show up and do something like that.
Well, okay, so backstory here too. This isn't just like randomly like 20 Dodger fans showed up and took over Houston. This is a group of traveling Dodger fans that do this for a lot of games. This is like an organized team activity, basically. This is the I forget their names, like
Is it Pantone 24/7?
Yeah, something like that. And well, that's what Instagram I'm on right now. So Pantone 294. So when you say Browner that you can't do this at White Sox, you can do this if you've already know you're showing up with 200 other people, which is what they did. They knew they were going deep. So you can march through the streets of Houston 300 deep because no one's going to mess with a group of 300 people.
But and by the way, hey, listen, let me ask you a question. You don't think this happens? I'll tell you guys right now, a few years ago, Kurt Pavakwa and I were doing a Padre pregame show on 1090. This is on a Saturday night. Padres are playing the Mets. All of a sudden, several hundred Mets fans, New York Mets fans, not Dodger fans, not Cubs fans, not Yankee fans or Red Sox fans, New York Mets fans took over Fifth Avenue, downtown San Diego, marching down Fifth Avenue. And I was like, what the hell is that? I don't know, man.
But again, we're not the type. Like you can march down Gaslamp into a section of the ballpark like a parade. Ain't nobody gonna throw no punches at you.
There's a big difference between football fans and baseball fans too. There's a big difference between 16 games and 162 games. Like there's not a lot of animosity built up within baseball fans. Like there's going to be drunk fights. That's what it is. But when the Raiders and the Chargers played each other back in the day, there was a legitimate hatred for each other. And I think the hatred is only one way in the Dodgers Astros fans. I don't think the Astros fans hate the Dodgers. They know that they cheated.
Right.
It's not a rivalry. Everybody hates the Astros. They don't even hate their fans. They hate the Astro players. So remember last year, Joe Kelly, was it last year when he did the whole thing and he did the pouty face? It's not a two-way street here. I think it's a big difference.
But you want to know something about something? This is an observation. You guys tell me what you think. So I think that because of what's happened in the last year and a half of our lives, and I don't mean the three of us, I mean everybody's lives, people, when they come out and they emerge from hibernation, they're around big crowds for the first time.
They forgot how to behave.
Right. And you go to a baseball game, and now all of a sudden there's 25 or 30,000 people, and in the immediate vicinity, there's 30 or 40 people that you don't really know. Okay. And something happens and immediately there's a spark. And we've been seeing, I think, I don't know if it's more, it's just maybe I'm paying attention to it more like stadium fights. And when I say stadium, I shouldn't just leave it to stadium. Crowd fights.
Plane fights?
Did you guys see? Right. That's exactly what I was going to say. Did you guys see, real quick, did you see this? There was a woman on a flight that landed in San Diego. She's sitting in the last row of a Southwest airplane. Apparently, the flight attendant had kept, this is the story that I saw in the news. The flight attendant kept telling this woman, please put your mask over your nose. Please put your, don't you hate it when people wear a mask, but it's underneath their nose? That was like, why have the mask if it's underneath your nose?
Dennis Scott did that last night on TNT, and I was like, bro, really?
Scott, is it this video or is it a different video?
Let's see here.
I saw this one.
I don't know if I saw this.
That woman was pregnant, by the way, who they attacked.
No, this is not the video that I was talking about. Wow, what the hell is going on there? Jesus.
I'll look for another plane fight because there's multiple plane fights, I guess.
Dude, this is in San Diego. Plane lands in San Diego. Woman in the back row of the Southwest flight. Apparently, the flight attendant is giving her some business, and the customer's not taking kindly to it. And the next thing you know, the flight attendant, I think the flight attendant put her hands like on the person, like on her shoulder or something. Dude, this woman got up and punched this flight attendant in the face twice. Like boom, boom, and you can hear it. And the other passengers were like, yeah, totally the flight attendant's fault. She was totally giving it to her. So I just saw this on local news. What I'm saying is that people are coming out of hibernation and they're around strangers and people are on edge, I think. Are they? Are people on edge or is that just my feeling?
I think most of the time what's happening is mob mentality, hive mind. When a large group of people go anywhere, this is why I don't go to clubs or bars anymore with more than 3 dudes. Because once it gets past 3, one of those other people past 3 will fight. And they're too far removed from the group for you to not help out because you came with them. And so this is now like on a larger scale because everybody's been trapped inside. And so now people are getting out and it almost feels like nature's taking over.
I gotta just disagree with both of you guys. I always go back to the fact that we all got phones now. If there's hands being thrown, we're all recording it. We're not trying to stop it.
Oh, it's not,
and then
not like this.
And then
not
we're gonna
like this.
post it. And then we're posting it, and people are looking for it. Never in the history of our show are people just sending us fights every single day. But now that we're talking about it every day, people just want to send us the latest and latest and latest and latest fights. I think people just fight, man. That's just what it is.
Here it is. It's a fight on board a flight from Sacramento to San Diego resulted in a flight attendant getting punched. I'm just looking at it on Twitter. You know, this woman just stood up and straight up punched this.
Is there
flight
video?
attendant
I
right
just
in
see
the face.
pictures.
Yeah, there's a video. I saw it on the news last night. Yeah, it's pretty bad though. You know, I say bad. I mean, it's just like, I can't believe how many people are willing to just start fighting with other people because, as soon as this woman punches the flight attendant, people break it up. And before anybody gets off the plane, dude, this woman is being taken off in handcuffs. Really?
That's where you can't fight. You don't fight. If you want to go somewhere else, don't fight on the plane.
Right.
Don't fight in the airport. There's certain places where you just got to be civilized. Now, you can fight somebody at the curb. Don't fight inside the building. Definitely don't fight on the plane, or your ass will never fly anywhere else ever again.
Advice from John Browner, ladies and gentlemen. Advice from John Browner. Hey, can I have 1 second? I just want to mention one of our sponsors, and I'm going to read this to you. When I say read it, I'm going to just give you a little bit of on this. This is Gabby, Gabby.com/great-friends. I just want to mention this to everybody. Look, I don't know about you guys, but I'm trying now more so than ever to be smarter with money. I think it's probably a byproduct of like years of working at a radio station, having a consistent paycheck, and then all of a sudden, boom, it's gone. And then you start analyzing like every aspect of your lifestyle, and you're like, where can I make cuts? How can I save money? So I'm going to say to everybody who's listening right now, Gabby.com/great-friends. That is our promo code, if you will. It's our URL. It's our website, Gabby.com/great-friends. This is a really simple concept, and here's how it goes. You plug in what auto insurance you use, and it's home or auto. You plug in what insurance company and what your policy is. Gabby will come back to you and say, okay, here's the competition. Here's insurance company A, B, C, D, and E. And here's the name brand of the company. And here's how much the exact same policy can cost you. You can save a whole bunch more money. So I saved a grand total of $600, $50 a month. And my mother called me and she's like, so, is it true you saved all this money with Gabby, or are you just BSing everybody? And I said, Ma, I don't really do that. It's not cool. She goes, so you did it. It worked. I said, yeah. I said, I went on. I put in my auto insurance. I told them how, I got 4 cars because I got 3 kids driving cars. And so because I need to save money, dude. So it's really easy. They're not going to spam you. They're not selling your data. Don't worry about anything like that. Gabby.com/great-friends, Gabby.com/great-friends. Use the website and save money on your auto and home insurance. Seriously, like if you're trying to figure out where to make cuts, like one thing I could definitely cut. You ready? I spend way too much money right now on dining out. It's just stupid, but okay. Why am I spending so much money on auto insurance when I don't need to? So save yourself some money. Gabby.com/great-friends. Gabby, Gabi, Gabby.com/great-friends. Hey, by the way, guys, we were talking about these Dodger fans and going to Houston and, possibly causing havoc or at least having a big enough crowd to feel that they were safe. While the Padres won yesterday, the Dodgers did as well. And, just as the Padres were just on fire, unstoppable, frankly, the Dodgers, even with their injury issues, also on fire and unstoppable. So, Alex, take us through where we stand.
Padres still have a half-game lead over the Dodgers, 31-18. Dodgers 30-18. The Giants now a game and a half behind. They also won yesterday. They're playing the Diamondbacks, so 29-19 there. I think I'm going to stop showing the Rockies and the Diamondbacks. Today's the last day.
They're out.
They're out. We're done with them. So Padres still first place at the moment. Dodgers, I think they're both. Dodgers on an 8-game win streak now, but in the last 10, they're both 9-1.
Yeah. Dodgers are on fire. Listen, you gotta say this is why these games matter. For everybody that says it's early, yeah, I guess, but we're in a full-blown race right now. This is a neck and neck race between three horses that haven't even begun to turn for home yet. It's a marathon. It's a long race, but three horses have pulled away, and they're all nose and nose.
I think that we have seen the Dodgers dip of the season. I would be surprised if we see that happen again from them. So I think that the Padres, in order to keep up, they cannot have one of those streaks. They cannot have a long losing streak like the Dodgers had. So
listen, you two LA fans, I guarantee you they will have another dip because that's baseball. That's baseball. They won't have another dip. Well, not like where they lose 5 series in a row. No.
LA fans. That's from LA Browner, the Clipper Charger fan, everybody. All right, stick around. So much more to come.
We'll be right back with more of Scott Kaplan and Crew tonight. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and Crew show on the mightier 1090 AM. A new generation of radio. SoCal Sports Talk.
Kaplan and Crew tonight is brought to you by BMW San Diego, your certified BMW dealer, serving drivers throughout San Diego and the surrounding areas.
Hey, Dave Smith here. Make sure you listen to my show on the Mightier 1090, 6 to 10 p.m. Saturday and Sunday night. The only local sports talk in all of Southern California on the weekends right here on the Mightier 1090.
The all-new and mightier 1090. Happening all month long at BMW of San Diego. Get 0.9% APR for 36 months on all in-stock 2017, 2018, and 2019 BMW certified models. BMW San Diego, Kearney Mesa Road and the 163.
Great things can be achieved when a community comes together. Join Erica Cardenas on Doing More as she introduces you to ordinary people working side by side to confront tremendous challenges and make a positive impact in their community. Watch Doing More Sunday night at 6 on YourView or stream it online at yourview.com. Brought to you by Subaru of El Cajon, an extraordinary experience for everyone.
I've been a part of this community for a long time, and giving back is what we do. That's why I'm so excited to tell you about the San Diego Giving Back Raffle, a benefit for Ronald McDonald House Charities of San Diego. Grand prize is this $4 million luxury home, or you could win a car, vacation, or cash. Everyone is guaranteed to win a prize. And you'll feel good knowing your raffle purchase goes to help families like the Lechugas. Get your tickets now for the San Diego Giving Back Raffle.
Happening all month long at BMW of San Diego. Get 0.9% APR for 36 months on all in-stock 2017, 2018, and 2019 BMW certified models. BMW San Diego, Kearney Mesa Road and the 163.
Here's Kaplan and Crew tonight's 60-second timeout with Haley Stasiak.
We're going to take a look at some National Independent Soccer Association spring season action today with the San Diego 1904 FC. The 1904 were off last week and have spent that time training and refining their game ahead of this week's match against the Michigan Stars FC. San Diego dropped their last match against Detroit City on May 15th, 3-1. The 1904 were able to create some pressure throughout the game, especially in the second half, but ultimately Detroit City was able to find the net and capitalize on defensive miscues to get the win. Now, how about this for you young kids looking to play professionally? Check out the 1904 squad having some fun with training on the beach. You don't need a fancy facility to put in the work. That's your 60-second timeout. Now back to more Kaplan and Crew today.
Kaplan and Crew tonight's 60-second timeout is presented by YourView.
it's Pharrell here, inviting you to catch my shows on the Mightier 1090. We're on twice every Monday through Friday, 1 to 3 p.m. and 7 to 9 p.m. Pacific. Trust me, all the other sports stations are sleeping with your wife.
The all-new and mightier 1090.
Great things can be achieved when a community comes together. Join Erica Cardenas on Doing More as she introduces you to ordinary people working side by side to confront tremendous challenges and make a positive impact in their community. Watch Doing More Sunday night at 6 on YourView or stream it online at yourview.com. Ronald McDonald House Charities of San Diego keeps families close to their hospitalized child. Stop by your local McDonald's today to make a donation or visit redshoedaysd.com.
The Olympic Games, where the world's best athletes will compete on the most prestigious stage. Catch all the action leading up to the Olympic Games on Guide to the Games every Tuesday on YourView. The series examines the qualification process, the history of the Games, and the teams and athletes that are expected to shine, plus information about the rules, events, and competitors. Don't miss Guide to the Games, Tuesdays on YourView.
Great things can be achieved when a community comes together. Join Erica Cardenas on Doing More as she introduces you to ordinary people working side by side to confront tremendous challenges and make a positive impact in their community. Watch Doing More Sunday night at 6 on YourView or stream it online at yourview.com. Sponsored by The Barnes Firm, partnering with Shelter to Soldier and saving lives 2 at a time. Visit thebarnesfirm.com/shelter to soldier and help save more lives. Let's take it up a notch with Kaplan and Crew tonight's Premium Boost, powered by the Mightier 1090.
When it comes to buying an electric car, there's a couple things to keep in mind. Electric cars, for the most part, they work like a normal gasoline-powered car, but they do feel slightly different. So going for a test drive in an electric car is super important before you make that final decision. But in addition to that, there's a few things to balance. You're going to have to balance price, range, and space. Most electric cars are smaller than, say, the average truck or SUV. So you have to consider those 3 things if you're serious about putting an electric car in your driveway. The first thing you have to do is be realistic about how you use your car. And I would advise this of people, even if they're buying a gasoline-powered car or a hybrid or whatever it is, figure out what your needs are, because there's no point in getting a car of any kind then getting it home and finding out, oh my gosh, my dog won't fit, or my child booster seat is too hard to put in. So if you're serious about a certain kind of a car, whether it's electric or gas powered, bring your stuff to the dealership and say, I need to really get my life into this car, and let's just see if that will work or not. That's one way of doing it. But also be realistic about how much you drive every day. If you drive 100+ miles each way every day, you're gonna need something that can accommodate that. But if not, you know, something maybe smaller or lesser could work for you. We have our list of best electric cars for 2021, and we picked 10 cars that we think are the best of the best. And the criteria we set for that is that the car had to have a plug. So we did not include hybrids other than plug-in hybrids. So there's 2 different kinds of hybrids: gasoline electric hybrids or a plug-in hybrid, which uses electricity part of the time. Our rules were the car has to have a plug, and it has to be available within the next 6 months. So we came up with a list that have some, I think, really great cars, and if the average person were to drive them, I think they would agree.
Kaplan and Crew tonight's Premium Boost is powered by the Mightier 1090. Kaplan and Crew tonight is brought to you by BMW San Diego, your certified BMW dealer, serving drivers throughout San Diego and the surrounding areas. From fitness to medical technology, explore how people are leading healthier lives on Your Health. Join Erica Cardenas as she introduces you to health experts and discover how our daily choices affect our well-being. Plus, learn simple tips for healthier living. Your Health, Sunday at 4:30 p.m. on YourView and yourview.com. Only at Stanton Optical can you get same-day eye exams that test your vision and eye health for under $50. Stop by or call us at 1-800-STANTON. Eye exams are provided by independent eye care doctors.
Don't worry, Gracie. The curtain only goes up when everyone has a part to play. Whoa, okay, I gotcha. Uh-oh, whoa, watch out for those audio cables.
I'm gonna be sick.
To the left!
I am not going out there without Gracie.
Neither am I. A little help?
No pressure.
Thank you for joining us. Catch Scott Kaplan and crew tonight from 7 to 8 p.m. Pacific every Monday through Friday. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and crew show on the mightier 1090 AM. A new generation of radio, SoCal Sports Talk.